All right, guys. I know just made a video yesterday. And let me tell you, every video takes forever to download on YouTube on your phone. So I need to figure out how to do everything connected to the actual internet, the internet modem, because sometimes it takes a full week to download on my phone, even with Wi-Fi. But it is 5:30 in the morning. I do a conditioning speed day with a rugby at 7. And so I like to get something done beforehand. I prefer doing right now I'm doing a 2-a-day workout, so I'll work out in the weight room as at the school, and that's where I'm at right now. And then I'll go to the local gym with my wife, just so she can feel comfortable getting her workout in. And then I'll do some extra blood flow, use some machines, just some bodybuilding exercises. I find that the more I add those in my routine, the better my joints feel. I don't go heavy right now. I probably do about, I guess people would say it would be endurance training, but I do about 3 to 4 sets of 20. I keep the weight light, but I still go towards a failure, which a lot of studies now say it doesn't matter about the weight. It matters about the muscle fatigue, or how close to failure you get on your reps. So I might be doing hypertrophy, but all I care about right now is just feeling good, especially with the pulled hamstring. Almost certain I tore it, but it's just very minimal, and so I just have to work around that. I'm not the one to just take days off. Usually I go to the gym and figure out what I can do, and then I build my program off of that with some rehab, pro-hab movements and exercises thrown in there. I don't really have excuses. I don't make excuses to not come to the gym. But like I was saying, I like to give to myself before I give to others, especially in this industry. It's hard to find the balance of coaching people how to improve in the weight room and in their sport, and then on your free time working on all of that with yourself. And so sometimes it just gets so overwhelming to where you don't want to be in the weight room. And I think that's why I have a gym membership. So if I need a break from the university, then I have that less chance of conversation. I can't help but to talk with people, especially at my place of work. So, and I think that's what's nice. If I get up early, I have access to the gym. The gym is closed, And so it gives me some time to reflect. A lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of, but a few coaches will that have a key, or faculty members that have a key will I'll come in and work out as well. But since it's still preseason, not all the teams are training, and so there's a lot of flexibility. Once school starts, and let's see, that's next Wednesday, then the gym's full from 6:30 in the morning to 10:30, and then 2:30 to 8:30. And so open gyms usually just in the afternoon, and then afterwards in the evening for a few hours. So it's all about routine, guys. I've always been a morning, well, I'm not a morning person. I just have to get mine in the morning because I have zero desire after work to try to get back and come to the gym. I think that's just what you got to do with all aspects of life, of trying to organize and plan your day to maximize your time. It's really easy to just sit and scroll on your phone and entertain yourself with a television and non-fulfilling things. And I'm not gonna lie, like I caught up on YouTube, but I think that's why I go to the gym like 3 times a day right now, because once school starts, there's a solid schedule, a solid routine that will be easier for me to follow, and then I myself am in the school. I'm in the Sport Performance and Conditioning Master's program at Southern Utah University. So I will be having 4 classes, 12 credits, starting in the fall. And so I'm going to be very busy, and that's all right. So the soonest I can get in a pretty decent routine, I may not be able to work out multiple times a day, but if I can have my solid morning workout, and I allot that time for me, then it's just going to make the rest of the day be more productive and manageable, because I won't be stressing trying to cram in a workout. I'm not a great sleeper. I have a lot of anxiety, and so it's almost knowing I have to wake up in the morning makes my dreams more anxious, and then I'm more restless. And so I haven't figured out a right combination to address that, but I got to do what I got to do, manage what I have. I don't really, I'm not one to make excuses. I think it's easy because I'm human, so I have a lot of self-doubt, insecurities, and so throughout the day I'm always battling those insecurities and self-doubt. But I have to remind myself that I deserve to be where I'm at. I've worked hard to be where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I am very capable of educating and coaching people, and especially these teams. I am not just a coach, in the weight room, I'm a coach of life. And yeah, so like there's a lot of things I have to do to battle insecurities. And some days it's easy, some days it's not. And that's just the way life is. I try not to complain about it. It is hard sometimes, but I tell people anxiety is a superpower if used correctly. Anxiety, if not used correctly, turns into depression. And depression is a lot harder to get out of than anxiety, in my opinion. And I'm able to talk about those subjects because I struggle with everything under the sun when it comes down to your mental health. And it's all about being productive, doing what you can when you are able. And then when you aren't able, you've already built those routines and habits that it just makes it a lot easier just to have the discipline and the compassion to keep at the routine. Because rationally, you know, routine is always in your favor, especially when you know all these things are good for you. So I can go on the tangents, but for rugby today, 7, we're actually going to do, I would say it works acceleration when it comes down to sprints. Yeah, but after our dynamic warm up, we're going to be doing probably 5 sets of hill sprints and then 3 sets of hill sprints into stairs. And so there's a section on the campus where it's probably about 20 yards of hill sprints, and then it goes into 20 yards of stairs. If you guys don't know anything about rugby, it's important to have max velocity, speed, acceleration, but they're constantly moving at a high intensity a level throughout their entire game. And so I do feel like hill work and the stair work builds mental fortitude, mental strength. It builds overall work capacity of the body. And it's easy to do 3 to 6 sets of 90% intensity or higher, just like I would have them do in the weight room with squatting or deadlifting or cleaning, right? Like you want them to get in that 90% plus range, because when they're in their game, they're always in their 90 at 100%, or you want them in that as much as possible so their performance stays high. And so if we're not getting players to train and practice the way they compete, there won't be a carryover into the sport. And so I might throw in extra stairs if anyone shows up late. And the purpose of the stairs for that would just be more endurance, extra work, extra steps on the feet. But the big big focus is going to be those hill sprints. I was thinking about throwing in a triple broad jump in there as well before you do the sprints, just to work on that stretch, shortening cycle of the joints with that movement. All jumping, it helps with acceleration, and I think that's what's going to be important, because rugby is all about when you get the ball, you're accelerating through the line, and if you can't be quick enough to get through the line, then that window is never going to open. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to make it so it's friendly competition with the boys. So hopefully that carries off. I want them to buy into who I am and what I'm doing before I start hammering like a strict, rigid routine. It's hard because as school is increasing, not all the rugby players are here. So every time I work with them, they have 3 to 5 new players, and so it's important to get them to work as a team and build that brotherhood before we start hitting the movements at a level that could be very, very fatiguing and not enjoyable, especially if you're new to the college level. Most high schools don't have a solid strength conditioning program, and so you don't want to injure and overwork your team, especially since rugby's in season. They have their first game on the 31st, and so I want everyone feeling good. As soon as everyone gets in, I have a few tests that we're going to do, but my approach with them is to get them to be consistent, hold each other accountable, create healthy habits, be respectable young men inside the weight room, outside the weight room, on the field. And if I can't educate, then I should not be a coach. So, yeah, as you guys know, I can probably rant forever, and it gets pretty off topic most of the time, but I think the big thing I'm trying to convey is that as a human being in life, you got to find time for you. Even if you have kids, even if you have a wife, even if you have responsibilities, and this is for men and women, you got to have your identity, and fitness and health should be on that priority list. It doesn't have to be the gym. It can be any form of exercise or fitness that you enjoy, but you have to give to yourself before you give to others. It makes your life and your day so much more easier. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to work.